You must FaceTime me at least twice in a day. You must buy me flowers at least once a week. And if you do not do this, you can't be my boyfriend anymore. Do you have that?
No. Welcome back to the Gap and the Grain. As usual, I'm your host Denise,
And I'm precious.
and we are so glad to have you here with us. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, share. If you're watching on Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Spotify, don't forget to give us 5 stars. And obviously, listen to the podcast, and like and follow. Yes, I confirmed it's follow. It's not subscribe or whatever I thought it was.
And recommend to other people as well.
Yeah. So, this week, anything to report from your week, Precious?
My work was okay. It was just okay.
No, yeah, same. My week was. Oh no, actually, my week was okay, but I was vlogging.
Yeah, that was the highlight of my week as well. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. So I posted that video when we were moving out of your house.
Mm-hmm.
When we were taking the products.
Yeah.
And at the end of it we were laughing.
Uh huh.
And then someone replies and we're like, and you guys have a problem.
No, trust me.
And he
Sometimes
goes, and he goes, you guys laugh at anything and everything. And it's like any small thing, you guys are dying. And I was like, oh my god. And then I looked back at the previous videos and I was like, oh my god, we're actually always laughing.
it's not funny because I sometimes when I'm like editing and clipping, we laugh much more than you guys watch. Sometimes we laugh and I'm like, now that I listen back and I'm not in the moment, I don't understand why we were laughing. But
Exactly.
we are
Like,
laughing so much and we are dying and it's like it's so funny. And then everyone else it's like it's because the thing is it's not even an inside joke because the things are said and then we
exactly.
laugh. But today we are talking about something that we sort of see everywhere but also to a degree feels impossible or hard. Not impossible isn't the word, but it feels really hard for lovers, and that's self-love. The internet tells you certain things that almost should make you love yourself more, or what self-love looks like. But it's messy. It's not just this whole aesthetic, glowing Instagram vibe sort of thing. But we are going to unpack all of that. I don't know, Precious, if you wanna start or if you want me to start, but with this whole thing of when you think about moments where you're scrolling on Instagram, TikTok. I like Pinterest as well. I think Pinterest is really fun when you understand it. It's what's often portrayed is this perfect routines, perfect mornings. We are drinking our water, we are exercising, we are going to the gym, we are waking up at 5 a.m. Skincare. Point is so many things depicted, and that seems like what you might call a close to perfect life because everyone's going to be like, oh, yeah, there's no such thing as perfect. But at least that seems like the closest we can get to what a perfect life is. How does that make you feel?
I don't like it.
Why?
At a point you do feel like it's okay. Um Pushes you to be better, pushes you to be a better person, pushes you to um do this, do that, and make you want to put everything in order, your whole life in order, make you want to be an adult that has it all together, or the adults that we see out
Mhm.
there on social media. But then you get to think and you're like, okay, at the end of the day, we are humans, life is not perfect. There is what we call information overload, so I would call that data overload, right? So the more you see these perfect things, and the more you keep on pushing yourself to become that perfect kind of person, or that perfect, or to that level,
Mm-hmm.
you get to a breakdown point, which is not good. And that is where we end up seeing people having mental health issues, because they fail to get to a certain point that the internet deems as perfect, or the high standard, or the standard that should be. So I'm getting to a point where I'm like, to hell with it. It's not really that deep.
Mm-hmm. I hear that and I agree. I think there's a lot. I think what's depicted is so much more the result or the after after all the massive versions, because just as I said, from this 1 week where I was trying to vlog, well, it would take me like twice the amount of time I usually take to get ready. Because you're setting up cameras, you're setting up everything, and you want it to come off a certain kind of way, because there's this image that has been put online for what a put together morning looks like. And there's a way it's depicted that that is making people happier, is making people love themselves more. But there is so much work done to get e- to get everything to look like that, to seem like that. Like, just it takes a toll on you. We can have the illusion of, I understand, yes, it's not perfect, it's not like that, but do you actually understand that it is known? And it's seductive when you see it. It feels relatable, especially you see things of, oh, let's say transformations. I used to live my life like this, now it's like this. Here are things I did. It can't feel very relatable. It can't feel like something you can do. And I'm not saying you can't, but I just think that we have, it gets to a point where I start measuring yourself based on that standard. Where am I on that scale?
Yeah.
Which is just, I think there is a motivating part to it, but I also think there is just, because one thing I think about sometimes is, what if you get there, what if I perfect those routines and I'm not happy, and I don't love myself the way those people seem to love themselves? What if I do all these things and still don't end up in a good place?
Yeah.
Another thing about the self love stuff online that we see is, it makes you think that you can create that feeling.
Yeah, that's true. And sometimes the feeling is not even there.
From, it's not but it's more, it's not something you just create. I think, I don't think self love is created. I think it blossoms, more grows. I don't think it's not there. I think it's there. I just think sometimes it is so deep. I mean, unless of course you're saying that's a psychopath. I mean, unless we are getting into such terms, but for someone who is mentally fully fine, and yes, there is, you have all these things going on and you don't feel great. I don't think it's an absence. I just think it's a failure to reach it.
Uh-huh.
But there is a degree of, you can create it. Drink matchas, go to your bathroom, light candles, take baths, and you're going to feel better. You're magically going to start loving yourself. What I think about that is, these acts are not what creates self love.
I feel like they differ from person to person, depending
Mm-hmm.
on what you love to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
elaborate on that, please.
I mean, there are people that love the calm bit of it, and that's what makes them feel loved. Because again, with drinking matchas and having long baths and everything, you are going to have time to yourself, time to reflect, quiet time, and that will make you probably fall in love with yourself a bit more. So with that way, you are giving yourself a bit more love. I believe that's what self love is. And then there are people that will see this on the internet and be like, okay, maybe I should do this and I'll probably love it. But then that's not really your kind of thing. That's not really your kind of vibe. You're
Yeah.
definitely not going to love it. It's not going to help you love yourself a bit more because it's not who you are. But I guess for the sake of exploring, and because you've also seen it on social media, because we have this thing where people want to do what's trending and whatever they see, they'll go on with it, but that's not really the case.
I agree with that to a degree because I think you're right about us having different things that satisfy our souls in a way. But to me, it's not even more looking at an act of one person's going to enjoy matches, another person is not. It's more looking at it in an example. I almost think of it more as a balance of something. Let's say we all want to be healthy, eat healthy. Your healthy mind wants to be healthy. I think that's the way I should put it. When I say when we all, your healthy mind definitely wants a healthy body. And for some people, that can look like one healthy meal a day. For another person, that can look like I am cutting out this certain thing all over. So it's still, they're still targeting diet in a way, but not the exact same way. My conclusion on on all that is I just believe self love is not created by one act. And I don't even think it's created. I think it's emerging, as I said, almost grown through multiple different things happening. It does not happen over perfecting a routine. For some people, it might, but let's not think that if this routine worked for one person, it's going to work for you. I think that's where the disappointment comes in. Think of the lies we tell ourselves about feeling good. I'll give you an example just to start us off. When I say if I looked like this, I would be happy. What do you think of that? Or an example of a lie you tell yourself or you've heard from someone else.
That's a very good question.
Take your time in a safe space and all.
Anyway, if I did my nails, we can.
This is like I was non expecting that at all. At all. And then I hear if I did my nails and I'm thinking you would be happy.
If my nails were done every single week, oh my god, I'd be so happy, so happy.
Okay, let's first take away the happy part. Let's go back to feel good about
I
yourself
would
because
feel good about myself, because I'd wake up every morning and look at my nails and be like, wow, it's a great day to be alive, and I would definitely flash my fingers everywhere.
yeah, no, I agree with that being a lie you tell
So it is
yourself.
it's self-care, it's self-love, going to the nail parlor and working on myself, working on my feet, working on my fingers.
I still think it's a lie she tells herself,
Yeah,
but
Denise, you said lies, right?
yeah, it's
So
just you made it so realistic that I was almost scared you really believe it. But then again, a lie you tell yourself you kind of do believe. So
yeah, that's true. With every lie told, there is a truth behind it. There's at least a little truth behind it.
and how does that make you feel seeing that you're waking up and you don't have that?
Depressed.
Mm.
Yeah, it literally makes my mental health crumble. Like, really? Am I really a girl after all? Like, have I have I failed myself? Why am I unable to do these things that everyone out there can actually do?
Just hearing that, and I'm like, I feel like that's true for almost everyone. When that thing is known in your life, it almost becomes proof that you're not enough. Now that we've all regained our composure, It's just it is hard to jump out of such a thing because when you tell yourself that so many times, you make it so real to you, to the person you are, and it almost feels like if that does not change, I'm not gonna feel better. I'm still gonna feel like I'm failing, like I'm not any happier. But then all so many parts in your life progress, so many parts in your life go well, are easier, but you don't even identify that because you're so obsessed with this one thing. If this thing isn't like this, then no, something is wrong. What about all the parts that are right? And of course, oh, self love is so easy to preach. Not even gonna lie. Even I find it easy to preach. Think back as you are, just think back to the lies you've told yourself today that you believed to be true, that you let define how you feel about yourself. It could be your nails. Like Precious woke up this morning, looked at her nails, and felt like she was failing. But if these narratives are lies, what's the alternative? What do you think is the alternative to all this? If these are wrong ways to practice self love, what is the alternative? Is it even self love? What if self love is wrong? What if that's not the goal?
Denise, what I'm getting from this is that you don't believe in self love, do you?
I don't not believe in it. I just think, before I say what I think about self love, you believe it is the goal. Because I guess now what I'm getting from all this is you believe self
It's
love is
it's
the
it's
goal.
not necessarily the goal. It's not
Well,
necessarily the goal. It should be the goal.
why?
Because to be honest, if you don't love yourself, you're not going to find a reason for existing. You're not going to find a reason for being alive anymore. You could as well just be like, okay, what's the point? Why am I even here? And that's how we have people outside committing suicide. That's how we have people jumping off buildings.
Um,
And so if you don't find it in you to actually love yourself, because self love, or find something about you to love, or find something that's going to make you love yourself a bit more. That's so much repetition, but just for emphasis, um, you're going to make it hard. Okay, you're not going to make it hard for everyone, but then people do find a hard time loving people that don't love themselves as well. Because with self love, you're able to actually be self aware as well. You know what you love, you know what triggers you, you know what you can do and what you cannot do. All that comes from self love.
mm, I don't agree. I was about to say I don't 100% agree, but I don't just most of me just does not agree because I think it's, and I'm not saying it's a wrong mindset because I am human. Obviously, my opinions are formed from my experiences. You're human, everyone else is human.
Mhm.
It's hard to know who's right. We just have different opinions. I think my only thing is I feel like these mindsets are also an issue. When someone says, if, for example, a line you said was, if you don't love yourself, it makes it harder for other people to love you as well. But I think that puts up a certain almost prerequisite for you to be loved. Love yourself first, and then you will be loved. But I think love, now outside of the whole self love, being loved by someone else, I think should not just be a thing of, oh, do you love yourself? Well, now let me love you as well. And I know I oversimplified it, obviously,
Mhm.
because that's not how it goes. Because I would imagine someone can say, well, yeah, when someone loves themselves, you can see, and when they don't, you can't. But then again, that's also another oversimplification we tend to have. It's not that obvious, but I don't think it is the goal or should be the goal. I think the goal should be more self respect. Because self love, when you hear yes, it should be the goal, it comes off almost like it's a switch. Someone can switch from okay, I don't, and now I do. But it is definitely 100% known. You're not going to sleep tonight thinking, oh, I don't love myself today. I'm gonna wake up tomorrow loving myself. Oh, I don't love myself right now. Let me drink a cup of coffee and I'm going to love myself after. Even if you are, let's say, a coffee person, a sleep person, a gym person, one day in the gym is not going to switch your mindset. It is known, but I think self respect now works in that way. I think self respect is one of the things you can switch from. When you show up for yourself, that's self respect. It's not, self respect isn't some feeling you control, it's the way you act. It's like when you wake up in the morning, you've had a hard morning, but you wake up, do the hard thing, maybe cry in the shower. Maybe you take a deep, you do all those things, but you still get up, do what you have to do. That is more self respect than self love. Because I think that's the thing, self love has been made out to be this whole act of, but I think so many of these things are just self respect. I think once again, I could be wrong. Like so wrong, it would be crazy how wrong I can be. I don't even doubt that, but it is what I believe. Precious, what do you think about that? The whole self respect thing.
I mean, I agree with you.
So self respect is the goal now?
It's, the two work great hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't doubt that they do. I just think self love is too oversimplified by everything that happens, and maybe in wanting to delete that oversimplification, I'm putting it out of the equation.
I
Then,
believe you do have a point, yes. But I do believe if you didn't love yourself, then it would be hard for you to actually give yourself the respect.
but most of the acts of perseverance done by people are not done out of love, are done to chase that. I bring this example up so much. I don't know why. Maybe because it's the most common one I see, but when let someone is feeling so insecure about their body, it's making them hate themselves. They go online, see all these videos, people working out, having these diets, transformations, people seeming, let's quote that, seeming happier,
Mhm.
and they decide, let me do this, let me try, let me get there because I want to feel like that. Are you going to say that is fully done out of self love?
Of course, not fully. Just like I said, the two work hand in hand.
Yeah,
They
but to
work well
what degree
together.
is that self love?
I still don't agree with you.
I know, and I think I'm not trying to make you agree with me because obviously I also don't agree with you. I, what the goal isn't that we live with a general agreement of Yes, we all believe self respect is the goal or self love is the goal, but it's just to get us thinking about all these things on our own, in our own personal lives. Because, as we mentioned before, at least something we agreed on was we are all very different. As humans, we are so nuanced. It's just to get you thinking what is for you. Because I think the goal is to sustain yourself. Maybe that should be the goal. What sustains you? What keeps you pushing forward? All both those options are open. And I actually think it is a big and maybe good conversation to have with other people around. Do you have a final takeaway, final word just regarding everything we've talked about?
I think we just need to reflect a bit more on what self love is, what self respect is, and what it means to actually feel good about yourself.
On my end, if there is anything you are taking away from what I've said, it's that this isn't just about how to instantly love yourself, it's mostly about noticing gaps, lies, doing the work, and getting to a place where you are able to live with yourself, bear with yourself
Hmm.
before I jump at I am depressed. Tomorrow I'm working towards loving myself. Precious with our new segment, which is going to be much more fun than this one. This was very depressing. Oh,
Yeah, give us so much to think about.
yeah. Okay, Precious, take it away.
First segment, Culture Check, where we expose society's red flags, talk about the hottest topics, and drag just enough to make you think, but not enough to get cancelled. Last week we talked about Gen Z being allergic to phone calls, and well, with all these Christmas movies that I've been watching of late, um, it's made me think. I've been like, there is so much tragedy going on in the modern dating world, and it's like it's more like currently or in today's world people are taking dating as a business transaction. It's more like before we date, we are having a whole interview. It's more like I am being evaluated. It's more like you have to meet certain standards in order to date a person. People have probationary periods. I'll start it off with these. Um, so today, people have like a whole list of I want my partner to do this, I want my partner to be like this, I want them to do this and that. Do you have that?
I definitely have a mental list of qualities in a partner that I want.
Okay, fair enough. I talked to someone and I was told that before it was more of compatibility. You know, like we've come across each other, we've met. I do feel like there is a spark between us. Do you think that's still the case today?
I think for some people, I've seen the situations, I've seen stories of such situations where there are people who do believe in, in the importance of compatibility in a relationship, and how it might be more important than just plain attraction.
I don't know whether it's just my TikTok,
Or the people
but
you hang
then
around. No,
or the people I or the people I hang around, or maybe it's because I'm always using these terms at work. But to be honest, that's been the talk. There is KPI. You have the KPIs, which are the
Oh, you mean in business? Oh,
Yes.
yeah, those I know. I thought you're talking about some relationship weird KPI thing that I had not heard of.
Now we do have KPIs in relationships as well, apparently. So when you look at it, that's why I asked. It's more like relationships or dating these days have become business transactions. It's more like we have the whole you must call me at least once a day, you must FaceTime me at least twice in a day, you must buy me flowers at least once a week. So that sort of thing. And if you do not do this, then you are fired. You can't be my boyfriend anymore. Do you have that?
No, I
I feel like everyone has it though.
I don't. I have my own qualities that I look for, but all the examples you gave me were just absurd to me. That's why I said no, because I'm not. Call me to. I'm not. I mean, I'm like, ugh, I don't even like first times. Friend, they call me when twice on FaceTime. I'm like, please get off my phone. Get off my freaking phone. So, and then buy me flowers every week. Or I have, because when I think of my own list and things that make me go, you don't do this and we are done, are list about, I don't even know, things they're doing for me necessarily, but it's more about who they are, how they act with people. An example I see everywhere that everyone says when they are asked for, let's say, deal breakers, they say how they treat waitresses and
Yeah.
waiters. See,
Mm.
now that
That's a deal breaker.
you're rude to a waitress, obviously that is saying so much about your character. You don't buy me a gift, that's not saying too much. It's saying things, but not much about your character. So,
That's true. These are not things that you're going to get to know right from the first glance. You're going to have okay. The other thing that I've heard of is the 3 by 3. I don't know if you've heard of that. 3 dates, 3 weeks, 3 months.
to do what?
So that's more of the probation period. You're going to know about how a person treats the waitresses and everything, because that is a big part of a relationship. You have those in relationships. I've heard of people say that once a month we sit down, we have a list of things, and we're like, okay, have we done this? Have we not done this? Then the relationship is not going as well as it should. So it's
How
more
are you
of
meeting these people?
I have things just changed, and people are looking at love as so negative. And yet, right now when you are walking and you see these old couples and they're so in love and they're so into each other and they're like, oh wow, they've really had the time of their life and they've grown old together, and you speak to someone from our generation, it's more like, well, if it comes it comes, if it doesn't it's okay. And yet for these people back in the day, be like, oh, I would be so excited to actually find the love of my life, I can't wait to spend my whole life with this person. And today when you talk to someone, they're like, well, I'm thinking there's also this person, there's also this person, or it's a whole bunch.
Yeah.
It's a whole lot of this and that going on, which wasn't really the case back then. Why do you think?
When I say negative, and I think that's the whole reason it even exists. Because as much as people would want to believe positive, it is so hard to believe in something good when a lot of what's being portrayed is the negative. When so much of what let's say on the internet, there is no doubting that there is what's on the internet is mostly the negative things about relationships, people cheating, people doing all these things, people dating for the sake of. But when you see all these couples that are actually happy, they almost seem lucky. one in a million kind of things, but it's only because mm, there is a bigger percentage of negativity portrayed than positivity. Of course, now that just continues to influence more and more people towards that end of, yeah, well, I guess, yeah, maybe there is still some good people out there, but the biggest portion is negative. No, no, no. The biggest portion of what you're saying, what you're feeding your mind, is negative. Because I tend to think of it as, in my mind, if I can think that I can love positively or well, I'm like, then someone else can. Yes, the world has shown me, maybe known, I've seen so many things going wrong. But if I still believe that I am able to do it and I know I can do it, then how can I say the rest of the world is doomed? There are still people who can. I'm not some, I never think of myself as some weird special, someone who came out of a different thing and I ended up being the only one who can do it. So I guess that's how I tend to maneuver through the whole thing. So let's spread positivity, guys.
Self love.
Nope, nope, not self love. The other, that whole romantic love drama.
Anyway, that makes me very, very emotional to actually think that the world is going negative. But I believe that it's because no one wants to really get hurt anymore. So people are scared to actually give themselves in, to give their all in, to give this whole thing a try. It's more like doing a risk management project. It's like when you're getting into love, you're getting into a business risk. It's either it will might work or it might not work. It's more like shaggy shaggy, and
What does
we
that even mean?
it's shaky shaky. You don't
I
really.
had shaggy, shaggy, like
Yeah, that's what
G.
yeah, that's what I say. Shaggy shaggy.
Oh,
Yeah,
because
but I think it all comes from shaky. Well, that's what I think. Correct me if I'm wrong. So it's more like before we get into a relationship, um, you have to prove that you are not going to hurt me. And so you have to sign something. You have to sign something that I am not going to be hurt and you're going to handle my heart with care. I believe that's what the whole business transaction KPI terms and conditions thing is about. Is do you have anything to add on to that?
spread positivity. That's my last line.
All right, so that's been it for the segment. And if you are single in 2025, may the odds favor you.
That's it for TJ Squared this week. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. On Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, give us 5 stars.
See you next week.